Hi, the liar for today is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Today, Robert Kennedy Jr. is in Connecticut giving speeches to help Congress, the owners of the Federal Reserve, and the pharmaceutical industry poison more babies into autism. Those aren't the words he's using, but that's the result of his deceptive action. That's always the result when lawyers speak. Lawyers are always trying to deceive you, and Robert Kennedy Jr. is no different. What Kennedy's doing is trying to make victims of damage from mercury in vaccines appeal to their enemies in Congress, the Federal Reserve, and the medical industry, and asking their enemies to turn themselves into good guys. That's not going to happen, and Robert Kennedy, an enemy attorney, knows this, as does every other enemy attorney who tries to lead the victims of vaccine injury. None of these scumbag lawyers are talking about the Declaration of Independence, which requires everyone in the United States to fire the whole damn government when they commit a long train of abuses and usurpations against us. Lawyers will never tell you that. Lawyers will never explain that the Declaration of Independence stands as the highest law in the United States, above the Constitution, which is just a set of laws for our government servants to obey. We, the people, are the highest authority in the United States. And Robert Kennedy Jr. is making all of the dumbed-down followers who listen to him think that somebody else is the authority, not we, the people. He's making those dumbed-down victims think that Congress is an authority, that Donald Trump is an authority, that the owners of the Federal Reserve are authorities, that doctors are authorities. They aren't. We, the people, are the highest authority in this country, as it tells you clearly in the last paragraph of the Declaration of Independence, when we declared our independence from England and from the Rothschild family who owns the British Crown, who owns the Federal Reserve, the Bar Association, and the TV networks, in the name and by authority of the good people of these colonies. Our servant politicians signed that document by our authority. And now Robert Kennedy wants you all to appeal to our servants. He wants you to be subservient to our servants instead of telling them to stop causing harm to our babies by shooting mercury into them via vaccines. It's just mind-boggling, all the people that are cheering for Robert Kennedy as their leader when all he ever does is lie to them. He never talks about the Declaration of Independence, the most important words in this country, the words that the people of the United States have been dumbed down so they don't even know it exists. Americans think the Constitution is our law. They've been brainwashed by TV and scumbag lawyers into thinking they have to appeal to our servants about everything. The problem is that we, the people, never formed an organization to oversee our servant government, and we have to do that. But nobody will talk about doing that. Nobody will try to form that organization of we, the people, to discipline our corrupt government. Certainly Robert Kennedy has never told you to do that. That's the solution. But all of those dumbed down mothers with their autistic kids and dead kids are listening to an enemy lawyer. They won't listen to me because I'm not a lawyer. I'm not famous. I'm not a Kennedy. I'm not a Hollywood producer like the lying-controlled opposition scumbag Del Bigtree. I'm just a guy who has a 22-year-old autistic kid who read the Declaration of Independence and understands the words in it. You have to read the Declaration of Independence and understand that you are the highest authority in the country, not any fucking lawyers. You got to embrace that attitude. You are the authority over every goddamn politician in this country. And the lawyers are enemies of humanity. Now, again, I'm going to quote the words of Satan from page 1 of the Banker's Manual to Enslave Humanity. Here's the words from Satan, talking about how he created law. What has restrained the beasts of prey called men? What has served for their guidance hitherto? In the beginnings of the structure of society, they were subjected to brutal and blind force. Afterwards, to law, which was the same force, only disguised. So the Banker's Manual is telling you that lawyers are there to lie to you and to brutally control you with the words in their bogus law, which is an enemy of the United States and an enemy of all humans. Yet you still allow yourselves to be led by lawyers. You gotta wake up. You gotta learn what lawyers are. They're Satan's agents on earth. That's not a religious statement. Satan is a real being. He's the alien named Enki, who enslaved humanity about 500 million years ago. You don't know that because you don't read anything. You just listen to lawyers. Gotta stop. Robert Kennedy is your enemy. You have to lead yourselves. You have to embrace that attitude that we the people are the highest authority and we gotta step on our politicians' throats. Thanks for watching.